وادي الأربعين ده فيه بير كان دلوقتي، تيجي الامطار من الجبل كده بتنزل تتجمع في سدات معموله اهي ورا منها، السدات دي بتصفي الميه، والميه بتقعد في السده لفتره ايام وتنزل على الابار. من الابار احنا بناخدها بالخراطيم وبنوديها عند في حنفيه عند اخر ما قصر ايه الشارع تملى منها الناس، واحنا بنفرم هنا البير هذا بيتملي. لما يجي مطر تقعد الميه فيه الصيف كله مش محتاجين ميه، وبعض الوقت بيكون ما فيش مطر الميه بتقل، يعني غير نجيب من بيار ثانيه. فاحنا بنزرع في كاترين بس بنعتمد على ميه المطر. يعني عندنا بنزرع لوز والزيتون والعنب والخوخ، كل شيء ضارب بنزرعها هنا. الشجر بيشرب بالخراطيم كله. طبعا احنا بنروي هنا الشجر كل اسبوع مره، مثلا 3 صفايح ميه. زراعات بنزرعها هنا دي بتبقى للاهالي في كاترين هنا بس ما نخرجهاش بره. زمان واحنا صغيرين كانت الوديان دي كلها ميه، الكلام ده من 30 سنه. دلوقتي احنا في جفاف، يعني المطر جف شويه. احنا جدودي زمان كانوا ناس رحاله، يعني حتى بيجيها مطر بتبقى ربيع فيها اشجار بتطلع كتيره، اعشاب عشب للبهايم، فكانوا بيرحلوا ما بيقعدوش في مكان واحد، في الشتاء بيبقوا في مكان وفي الصيف في مكان.
اللي بيحفر بير كأنه عمل رسالته في الحياة. احنا عملنا البير ده من حوالي 35 سنة. المية اللي موجودة في البير مية أمطار، يعني مياه موسمية. في السنة ممكن مرة أو مرتين في أواخر الصيف، وفي الشتاء كمكان أساسي. يعني احنا زمان كنا بنطلع المية من البير من خلال الضغط، يعني من غير طرمبة ولا حاجة، لأن المية كانت كميتها محدودة خالص يعني. فبنستخدمها سواء بنسحب بالدلو أو بنسحب بالخرطوم. لكن بعد ارتفاع منسوب المية في البير فكرنا إن احنا نجيب طاقة نظيفة، واللي هي الخلايا الشمسية بترومبا بتشتغل يوميا. يعني احنا ممكن خلال كل يوم مثلا نطلع 100، ودي كمية كبيرة جدا بالنسبة للسابق البير يعني. بنستخدمها احنا كأسرة أو كأسر يعني في المنطقة نفسها كاستخدام شخصي. وكمان بنستخدم حوالي 60% من قيمة المية اللي في البير للزرع. لما حصل توفير في المية بشكل ما، حصل في نوع من الاستقرار حتى على المستوى العائلي صغير. يعني احنا بدأنا نزرع شجر أكثر، وبدأنا كمان إن احنا نسكن جنبها يعني. فحصل في نوع من الاستقرار، فده دليل على إنه المية ووفرة المية دي اسمها وفرة الاستقرار. احنا عندنا تقريبا 140 شجرة بنستخدم لهم مية في الأسبوع، يعني بأقل كمية مية بنسقيها زرع، وده بنعوده عليه سواء صيف أو شتاء، بحيث الشجرة تبقى مواكبة للبيئة اللي هي عايشة فيها، عشان لو حصل ندرة للمية ما يموتش مننا الزرع، وكمان يقاوم إنه يعيش. فمتوسط الشجرة تقريبا حوالي 20 لتر في الأسبوع. فده نوع من الترشيد، اللي احنا عارفين قيمة المية، احنا بنرشد نوعا ما في المنطقة اللي احنا فيها بناء على كمية المية اللي في البير. احنا زمان في عادتنا كعادة البدو يعني، لما يورث ما يورثش مال، يورث مصدر مية وشجرة.
بنصلي صلاه الاستسقاء عشان المطر، وصلينا كتير يعني والحمد لله يعني بيجي مطر برضه. يعني اخر مره صليناها من اسبوع في الشيخ عواد، والحمد لله يعني الوقت الجوي الدنيا اتحسنت، يعني في مطر الحمد لله. السنه دي جايين 3 مطرات كده، فاحنا المطر هو الحياه لنا، لا حياه من غير مطر.
Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, excellencies, distinguished guests, welcome to the first plenary session of the Cairo Water Week 2019. My name is Pasquale Steduto. I had the privilege to live in this country, this beautiful country, and to work in the Near East and North Africa region as a former coordinator of the program on water with the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. And upon the call of the Ministry of Water Resources and Irrigation, His Excellency Abdelati, I have the honor today to moderate this plenary session addressing achieving the SDG underwater scarcity. Sorry. The SDG are extremely relevant as a framework for the sustainable development because if will be successfully implemented, this could set the world on a course toward improved human dignity and prosperity, while safeguarding the Earth's vital biophysical processes and ecosystem services. However, we know that in this region, Near East and North Africa, there is one major resource whose scarcity would prove the largest obstacle to the achievement of the SDG. We all know is water, and water scarcity is the theme of this Cairo Water Week 2019. Water scarcity, in fact, poses an enormous challenge in the achievement of the SDG and more broadly the agenda as a whole. We all know the interconnectivity between the various SDG and water. So how should these challenges of the water scarcity be addressed? Which measures need to be implemented or be reinforced in order to accelerate the achievement of the SDG under these particularly constrained conditions? To address this question, we have invited eminent panelists that you have here today, and where some are from countries, will present their experience from what they have done at country level to address and accelerate the SDG, but we have also political aspect that will be addressed, and we have the presence of institution, international institution, which will provide even more insight in technical and scientific aspect in order to provide more tools to accelerate the achievement of the SDG underwater scarcity. So without further ado, I will introduce now the panelists and give them their presentation. And then at the end, we will open the discussion with the audience, with the question and answer. I would, of course, invite the panelists to remain within possibly allocated time, no more than 15 minutes, to allow them more time for question and answer. So we'll start with the first presentation by Mr. Bianca Nijhof, Director of the Netherlands Water Partnership Board and member of the Amsterdam International Water Week. Bianca, please. Yeah, I give a few words on your bio, about your bio.
You?
Yes.
I will stand next to you.
Yeah, just to let you know more about our panelists. Mr. Bianca joined the Netherlands Water Partnership, and before that she worked at Arcadis, where she was the global lead for the Arcadis Natural Capital Business Solution and the founding member of Arcadis Global Sustainable Leadership Team. Bianca's contribution encompassed a wide range of activity, including coordination of Arcadis World Business Council for Sustainable Development, the World Economic Forum, and the Global Reporting Initiatives. She is also board member of the Amsterdam International Water Week, sits in the advisory panel to the Natural Capital Coalition, the technical committee of the Social and Human Capital Protocol, and several other committees. Bianca, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pascal, for the kind introduction. Minister, thank you. And thank you for inviting me to speak at the opening of the plenary session of the Cairo International Water Week on behalf of the Netherlands Water Partnership. I'm honored to be here and enjoying my first time in Egypt, actually. I would like to give you a short introduction on why I believe achieving the SDG 6 and working towards that in collaboration, it is a challenge. but I also perceive it as an opportunity, which we should pick up together. A little bit on the organization I have the honor to work for, the Netherlands Water Partnership. It is a membership organization of the Dutch water sector, the largest international water network in the Netherlands. We unite expertise, and for everybody from outside of the Netherlands, we act to be the first point of call. And we do that through, and it was mentioned, the AIWW, the Amsterdam International Water Week, amongst others, is one of the things we organize, which is the beginning of November this year. We also have different programs which we run, and we set up collaborations, preferably between other countries or the organizations outside of the Netherlands and the Dutch water sector. There is around 200 members, and it's a unique set of organizations working together, I believe. It's businesses, large and small. It's government, from the national government to the regional government to the local government. But also NGOs and knowledge institutes are part of our network. All organizations which have knowledge around delta technology, climate change adaptation, and water technology. And we aim to, together, in collaboration, work on integrated solutions to solve the global water challenges which we're facing, amongst others, water scarcity. So we do that by sharing the knowledge and expertise actively. We do that by connecting, as said, the member organizations, but also work on partnerships, and specifically partnerships with, like the one between Egypt and the Netherlands, which we very much contribute to and support as the Netherlands Water Partnership as well. And the high-level panel taking place this week in the frame of the Cairo Water Week is, I think, a perfect example of that. It's also for us about involving. It's facilitating the knowledge transfer. It's about bringing together the asks from the different parts of the world where water challenges are faced, together with some of the no's which we have, and then again, jointly in collaboration, work on possible solutions. And all set within the global agenda, and that's where the SDGs come in, which are the global agenda countries, businesses, NGOs set in collaboration. Talking about the SDGs, and it has been mentioned also by Pascal, water is central in that. And this picture also indicates that we put water in the center. It is connected to all the SDGs. Without water, the water challenges being solved, the other SDGs are also possibly not being solved. So sustainable development is also about meeting the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. It's about building a resilient society now and in the future. And again, water is critical for that, for the socio-economic development, for healthy ecosystems, and for human survival itself. And maybe just to give you some numbers to actually state, underpin that. 70% of the water used globally is used within agriculture. It's about 90% of the global power generation is water intense. Another number, which is not on here, which is like 200 million hours are spent by women and children to fetch water. That's an amazing number. And with 70% of the people living in cities in 2050, we have a huge challenge. Hence, there's $7.5 trillion investment needed to get the water infrastructure in those cities right. That's a huge challenge. So this is how we treat water nowadays. Polluted, water scarcity, but also droughts, but also flooding is happening on a daily basis somewhere on the globe. Also, you remember probably the World Economic Forum Global Risk Report, which is issued every year. And if you look at the global risks in terms of impact, for the last 5 years, water crisis was in that list. So 5 years in a row. And if you look at the general trend there, you see that over the last 10 years, the environmental risks are increasing. The number of environmental risks in this are overriding the economic risks which we face. So many, many challenges ahead. which is also depicted in this picture, which indicates the different challenges for the different targets under SDG 6. So just to name a few, actually preventing 2/3 of the world population from water stress by 2025 is a challenge we face. But the other one, which again links the environmental challenge to an economic challenge, did you know that countries lose up to 7% of the GDP because of inadequate sanitation? That's the challenge we face. So again, you heard me talking about linking economics with environment and with social. So this is also where, again, SDG 6 underpins it all. Progress on the SDGs is impossible without progress on water, on SDG 6. So for society to meet the basic human needs, from an economic perspective, water is a limiting factor in productive activities, in agriculture, in industry, and in energy. And also from an environmental perspective, there's a need for a proper functioning of ecosystems and its inhabitants, which includes humans. So this leads me actually to the nexus. We need a collaboration between sectors. So often in the connection between different sectors, that's where we find the solution for complex questions which we have. And I think with water, and especially water scarcity, we have such a question. This is where we in the Netherlands believe in the collaboration. As stated, my organization, we have members from the government, from businesses, from NGOs, and from knowledge institutes. And we believe that in that collaboration, that's where the solution lies. So we try and work from that collaboration to integrate it in innovative solutions. And I believe that's what you see in the Nexus as well. And I see the Nexus as a way to achieve the SDGs, among which the water one. Just to give you I want to give you two examples from the experiences we have from a Dutch perspective. One is about climate change adaptation in agriculture and society, actually. It's an example from the coastline of Northern Java, Demak district. So if nothing is going to be happening there, we just have the business as usual. We'll, by 2030, have 70,000 people and 6,000 hectares of aquaculture affected, negatively affected. So in close collaboration with the local society, with knowledge institutes, with the governments, and with the businesses, which in this case are the local people, just trying to maintain their livelihoods there, we came up with a mangrove-based economy, actually, what it's called. This means that a lot of the mangroves were cut. Because of that, the land was being flooded and washed away. We, together with the population, actually planted mangroves again. Through that, there's protection of the coast. Through that, there's sedimentation. Through that, land is actually being reclaimed back. The aquaculture can maintain or be expanded again. Villages are safe. So it creates a physical, economical, and a social resilience. And again, I want to stress again the governance part, the collaboration part, which was vital in here, and also having the different aspects, the social, the environmental, and economical experts address it jointly. Another example is actually a very, very Dutch example, but I think which we can tweak to the Egyptian situation, because it talks about in this case, the manure production in the Netherlands, where we have an excess of manure produced. Not all the manure we can apply again on the agricultural soils in the Netherlands. So the surplus we transport to Germany, against huge economical cost, but also environmental cost, if you look at it from a carbon emissions perspective. So this is where now there is nutrient recycling, taking out the nutrients again, using it for the local soils. But an important aspect of it is that you also have your water clean again, and that can be locally used again as well. And I think that's something in a water scarcity which Egypt is struggling with, could be something to tweak to the local situation, possibly in Egypt as well. At the same time, also we are reducing carbon emissions, which has a positive impact on climate, possibly climate change as well. So again, taking different sectors into account, looking at taking different actors, collaborating with different actors. In that way, actually, in this collaboration, looking across sectors, I believe that there's definitely a possibility by achieving the SDGs in 2030. But if we look at where we are now with SDG 6, we actually have to double our effort to reach the goals which we have set ourselves in 2030. But I think we can do that, and I'm up to taking up that challenge. I see it as an opportunity. And again, I am thrilled to be here and to talk to you about what we in the Netherlands, from the Netherlands Water Partnership perspective, do. But I'm also thrilled that we have an opportunity to collaborate as we are here in the room to achieving the SDGs, because I believe we can do it. Thank you.